All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. This is my Monday morning trainings that I do each week. And every week we have different topics. The topic for today, we're going to talk about putting a plan together to earn at least six figures over the next 12 months. To me, these days, I almost feel like you have to make that kind of money with the cost of living. But it's a lot of this is just so much numbers, just kind of breaking things down, putting a plan together, and kind of showing you that it's possible. It's very realistic. I don't see any reason why even a brand new agent, someone who's new to the business, I don't see any reason why even someone new like that can earn six figures their first 12 months into the business or more. So let's go ahead here and we'll go ahead and get started. So talking about, the next 12 months and earning at least six figures over those next 12 months. I think for one thing, I think goals are very important. We got to have goals. We got to put a plan in place. That's one thing to have the goals, but I've always heard there was a quote that I saw once that said a goal without a plan is just a wish. So it's one thing to put the goals down, but then we need to put a plan in place and we need to do what we can to figure out what it's going to take and what's going to be necessary to hit those goals. So I think short-term goals, how much premium do I want to write this week? How much money do I need to earn this week to pay my bills and still have a little bit left over for other things? I think we also need long-term goals, and that's kind of like what we're talking about today. The long-term goal, maybe for the year of, or at least over the next 12 months of earning that six-figure income. So production goals. I mean, how much premium do I want to do this week, this month, this year? And again, we're going to kind of break all this down. I think it's going to come back to more of not how much do I want, but how much do I need to produce? How much do I need to produce to hit these goals? And to earn the type of income that I want to earn this week, this month, this year. Break down a list, put together a list of the different bills that you have. If you have kids who are in school, if you have a mortgage, if you have a car payment, different activities that your kids are involved in. I have so much. My kids, they're involved in all these different things. I feel like every day I see something coming out of my bank account for cheerleading or band or whatever. But again, it's like you got to kind of put that list in order so you can expect when those sort of bills are going to be paid, and you're planning ahead to make sure that you're earning more than enough to fulfill any of the obligations that you have. So again, how much money do I, by putting a plan together, how much money do I want or need to make this year after expenses? And the reason I like to talk about after expenses, there's a lot of different groups out there. They talk about all this premium that they're writing, all this money that they're making. I've seen places where they're showing off their 1099s. A 1099 doesn't really tell the whole story because there's also expense involved when it comes to purchasing leads. Also, even when there's like chargebacks, I mean, that's part of it too. You get hit with chargebacks. It's all part of the equation. So we're going to talk about all that today. We're going to factor in lead expense. We're going to factor in average persistency to really show you real numbers of what it's going to take to make it happen. You also need this might take a little bit of time, and you can kind of go off of my numbers today. And then again, you can kind of adjust as you go. But what is your average closing percentage? Whether you're good or bad, whether you're new to the business or you're a seasoned veteran, figure out the average number of sales that you're closing per lead order that you're ordering. And that would kind of give you a good idea of how many leads you're going to have to order each week to hit the numbers that you need to hit to earn the type of income that you want to earn. How much premium do I average per sale? I mean, some people are higher, some people are lower. My average is right about $750 in annualized premium per sale. So that's the number that I'm going to use today to kind of break it down. I mean, 750, I think that's like $63 something per month is about what I'm averaging. Yeah, 62.50 is about what I'm averaging per sale. So that's the numbers that I'm going to kind of go through when we kind of break these numbers down. And then, like I said, you can kind of adjust as you go. Maybe you're writing some higher premiums. Maybe you're a little bit lower than that. How many leads do I need to order each week to make the number of sales I need to earn, or I'm sorry, to make the number of sales I need to earn the income I want or need to make? So again, it's a numbers game, and we're going to break all this down so it can make sense to you based off of the different type of lead sources. I have a few different lead sources that we're going to talk about for field sales. And then I also have a plan that I'll break down for those of you that also or prefer to do telesales. And we'll kind of break down those numbers. To me personally, I don't really know if one way is better than the other. They all have their positives. They all have some negatives. So it's a weighing game. But we're going to break all that down, like I said, so it makes sense to you. And from there, at least you maybe will have a good idea of what it's going to take, again, to earn the type of income that you want to earn, to fulfill any obligations that you need to fulfill, and still have a little bit of money afterwards. How can I generate sales outside of just working leads? Again, because leads are the name of the game. You have to have that steady flow of leads, in my opinion, to be successful. You can't slow down on ordering leads. You can't take weeks off. Every week, you need to be placing another order. So you always have that new, fresh, steady flow of leads coming in on a regular basis. And but how can you generate business outside of just working leads? I actually did a training on this 2 to 3 weeks ago. Check it out on YouTube. I think it's titled "How to Generate Business Without Leads." So it's a good training that's going to teach you other ways of generating business outside of just working leads. Referrals is one of them, and there's many others. So, but if you can take advantage of that, of figuring out other ways of generating that business outside of just working leads, to me, those are free leads. Those are additional leads. Those are people that are going to make up for the leads that hung up on you or slammed the door in your face. And I mean, referrals are probably the best leads that you can get because you already help somebody. They already have built some trust in you. And now they're willing to share you with their family members and their friends. And, if the person that you help will stand by you, that right away, you already have some credibility there with their family members and their friends as well. And so those are very good. You're going to close a lot when it comes to referrals. And if you're not asking for referrals, well, you're walking away from a lot of business. And all that means is that, you can still be successful, but you're just going to have to spend a lot more money when it comes to the lead side of it. And how many sales can I make off of those other ways of generating business? And just those other ways of generating business. I mean, even if you just wrote one referral off of each sale that you make, just one additional sale, you get 5 referrals out of a home and you just write one of them. If you're making 5 sales a week, and then you're doubling your sales at no additional expense to you. So again, go back to my YouTube from a few weeks ago when you have a chance and watch that. And I think it'll definitely help you and teach you how to earn some additional sales. It's just going to help you increase your income and just be that much more successful. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm just going to share my iPad screen with you, and I'm going to just kind of break down a few different plans. And I'm just kind of doing this ad lib just to kind of show you. All it takes is just taking a little bit of time to to crunch some numbers together to kind of break it down, and I'll show you how it should make sense. So give me a second here, and I'm gonna share my iPad with you. Okay, so here we go. Uh, I want to talk about the different types of leads. Okay, and again, some for field sales, some for telesales. Uh, I would say, to me, uh, direct mail is number one for field sales, and I'm going to kind of break down, and we're going to go over the positives and the negatives as well. And then I would say the second best would be Facebook leads. Uh, there's so many different vendors out there for Facebook, uh, and I would say, average cost for Facebook leads range probably somewhere between $20 to $30. So we'll just say about $25 a lead on average. And then we have our direct mail, and average cost for a direct mail lead is about $40 a lead. So they are up there. Last year, I mean, we really noticed a drop in direct mail, and I don't know what it was, but returns were just really bad, and that drove the cost up for direct mail. But I still feel like they're the best lead. I think they're worth the money, and we'll talk about why. For telesales, I think Facebook leads as well. Now, the people that have been the most successful on the telesale side with the Facebook leads are those that are self-generating their leads. And I mean, that's a whole nother training or topic. And I may even be able to connect you with people that would be able to kind of teach you and how to do that. But that's the best way to do it, because you do need a ton of leads to be successful with selling over the phone. And I would say the people that are doing that are averaging, it's costing about $10 a lead. Okay. So, all right. So first we're going to talk about direct mail. All right. And just some of the positives of direct mail. Well, for one thing, you can order direct mail by zip code. So what's nice about that is that you can order a whole lot of leads, and they're all within that one zip code. You order 40 leads, you have 40 leads that are just a few minutes apart from one another. So you can really get a lot done in your day where you're not driving all over the place trying to catch up with people. To me, that is the number one most important part, and the reason why direct mail leads, in my opinion, are the best. I just feel like you can get a lot more done throughout the day because everything is so close together. And again, they do cost a little bit more, but again, just because of the fact that everything is close together, you're just able to get a lot more done. The cost is something that I would consider like a negative, because $40 a lead, that can add up pretty quickly. But also, I would say that direct mail, your average closing on direct mail is probably going to be somewhere between 25 and 30%. So your closing on direct mail is going to be higher than any other type of lead. Another downside though to direct mail is that when you place a lead order, you're looking at least 3 to 4 weeks before those leads even come in. So, I mean, you have to place about a good 3 to 4 weeks worth of lead orders before you even see one lead come in. And at $40 a lead, I mean, that's a big investment. mean, you're talking about, I mean, if you're ordering 20 leads every week, that's $800. That's like a $3,200 investment before you even see one lead come back to you, because you have to plan ahead for it. And I will mention, if it is of any interest to you, my agency, we do offer a lead financing. We do have a lead financing program that can help you when it comes to this. If direct mail is the way that you'd like to go, where you don't even have to worry about paying for the leads until you make the sales. You make a sale, a certain percentage of your commission would go back to take care of the lead expense up until the point that those leads are paid off. So that is another option, whether you're doing direct mail or Facebook leads. For field sales, we do have the lead financing available. All right. So anyways, we're talking about how can we generate at least $100,000 in income after expenses over the next 12 months working direct mail leads. So let's see. So let's just say we take the direct mail leads and we order 20 leads. And our plan is to order 20 leads every week. And of those 20 leads, I mean, figure 20 leads, as I mentioned, that's going to cost $800 at $40 a lead. So right there, you're already a little bit of an investment. Now, on 20 leads, as I mentioned, you should be able to close 25 to 30% of them. So then 20 leads at 25%, that means that you are going to generate 5 sales off of those 20 leads. So 5 sales, and like I said, and I'm averaging at 750 a sale. So at 750 a sale, that puts us at $3,750 in annualized premium for that week. All right. So then a few things that we need to factor in. $3,750. Well, if we average that for 52 weeks, that's a whole year. So annual premium is going to be $195,000 in premium. So you're probably thinking, well, $195,000 in premium, I'm going to make a heck of a lot more than $100,000. But one thing we need to break down here is, for one thing, persistency. Average persistency for field sales, 80%. So we take the 195,000 times 80%. That puts us at 156,000 of business on the books at the end of the year. Now, remember, we also spent $800 a week for leads. So 800 times 52, that's a $41,000 investment. So 41,600. And that puts us a little bit over 100,000. So $114,400 of income after chargebacks, after lead expense. Again, I think it's important to factor in all these other things. A lot of places never like to show agents, but I'd rather be upfront with you and be truthful. I mean, all your business is not going to stay on the books. It takes money to make money. So again, at figure 5 sales a week, that's 114,400 of commissionable money. You can calculate your commission level, whether it's higher or lower, but I'd figure on average most people are going to earn at least 100,000 regardless of what their commission level is. And that is working 20 direct mail leads every week, even at $800 a week investment. So that's how you can earn $100,000 working your direct mail leads. And so let's move on to the Facebook leads. Now, one big positive with Facebook leads is that you can get those generated quickly. So that's where you don't have to invest. What did I say? $3,200 before you see one lead come in. So with Facebook leads, you can place a lead order within probably a day or two. You're already going to have leads starting to come in. So you're going to be able to work those leads very quickly. You're not going to have to wait around. A lot of agents might even like to start with the Facebook leads because they know that they're going to get them quicker. And then from there, maybe they'll make some sales, and then they'll start to invest into that direct mail lead order. But the Facebook leads, like I mentioned, you can get them quickly. I don't think that they're, as far as quality, much lower than direct mail. On average, I would say on a Facebook lead, you're going to close 15 to 20% of them. All right. And again, I'm going to break it down based on 15%. I'd rather show you lower numbers than high numbers. And I mean, there are some higher intent Facebook leads you can order that the price might be a little bit more. But yeah, let's break it down at, let's just say $25 a lead. So again, you're spending, figure $15 less per lead. Now, one negative to the Facebook leads is that it's hard to control the location of where they're going to be coming in. You can order them based on zip code, but it's more than likely going to be at least, minimum 25-mile radius around even like the one zip code. So they are much more spread out. So again, to me, time is money. With the direct mail, everything's going to be closer together. You should be able to catch up with a lot more people throughout the day. Facebook leads, I mean, I've worked some that are pretty good quality, maybe even just as good, if not better than direct mail. But because they're so spread out, I'm not getting in front of as many people throughout the day. So yeah, like I mentioned, so that's, the one negative with the Facebook, the big negative is just that they are more spread out. You are going to do more driving, but it works as well. You just got to know either way, you got to be willing to put the time in. I mean, you can't treat it like a 9-to-5 job. You got to remember that there's people that you're not going to be able to reach during the day. The only time you're going to be able to catch them is in the evening. I mean, lately I've been going out in the field 3 days a week. I've been going out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I do have an appointment setter because I'm just trying to get as much done with my time within those 3 days. If you're new, I mean, it might not be a bad idea to maybe get on the phone, try to set up appointments. Even if people turn you down over the phone, you can always still show up. I've done it many times. The person that was mean to you on the phone might be the nicest person when you show up. But yeah, I've been working 3 days, and I mean, I'm out in the field from 9 a.m, and sometimes I don't even get home until 9 o'clock at night. I mean, there was one day a couple weeks ago, it was after 10 o'clock that I got home at night. So I'm putting the time in within those 3 days. I know going in that those 3 days, I'm going to hit it as hard as I can. And that gives me more time to focus on other things like this, like training and recruiting and working with agents. But just those 3 days, I can get the most out of it. And I mean, last week I wrote over 8,700 in premium, just going out in those 3 days. But like I said, I know going in that my focus is going to be on work, and that's all I'm going to be doing while I'm out in the field for however many hours I'm working those 3 days. But anyways, like I mentioned, they are a little bit more spread out, the Facebook leads. So let's break down the numbers there at 25 a lead. So let's say, I would say you're probably going to want to work at least 30 Facebook leads. Okay, at 25 a lead. That puts us at 700. That's a $750 investment at 25 a lead. Now on 30 leads, like I mentioned, minimum closing, you should be able to close 15% of them. So if you're closing 15%, that comes out to an average 4.5 sales a week. I mean, there's no such thing as a half sale, but again, I would say that you can work with these numbers, because maybe some weeks you'll write more than 4. Other weeks, maybe you'd be a little bit under. I mean, I don't see any reason why you should be under 4 sales on 30 leads, but at 4.5 sales, at the average of, again, we're averaging 750 AP. So let's see, 750, that puts us at 3,375 annualized premium for the week. So then let's take that by 52. So that puts us at 175,500. So a little bit less based on the closing percentage, a little bit less than the direct mail. But remember too, we also spent a little bit less on the leads. So at 80% persistency, that puts us at 140,400. And how much did we spend on the leads? 750 a week. Subtract 39,000 we paid for leads. And that puts us at right at 100,000. 144 minus 39,000, $101,400. And remember, we calculated in persistency. We calculated in the amount of money you're spending on leads. So right there, I just showed you 2 ways that you can generate over $100,000 over the next 12 months. And remember, we're not even factoring in. Now let's go back. Let's go back to the first direct mail, where we were working 20 direct mail leads a week. And after expense, what did we say? 5 sales. After expense, $114,400. Now let's add in plus 5 sales from referrals. So off of those 5 sales that you made, let's just say that you got maybe 3 or 4 referrals per house. And of those 3 or 4 referrals, you made 1 sale off of each of them. I mean, you're doubling your sales right there. Right there, 5 additional sales. 5 sales at the same 750. Well, again, that's another 3,750 in annualized. Take that times 52. That's 195,000. And then let's take that 195 at 80%. Well, it's the same number as up here without any lead expense. I mean, earning another $156,000 a year just because you weren't afraid to ask people for a few names. So, I just wanted to show you that too. I mean, look at that. I mean, right there, you're making more off of those referrals without the lead expense. Put the 2 together. I mean, heck, that's 270,000 in income just by asking for a few names. That's where you can really generate some additional income without any additional expense. If anything, you're just putting a little bit more time in. But yeah, the referrals are great. And when you ask for referrals, try to get the person to call their friend or relative while you're there. There's a much better chance that they're going to pick up the phone to their friend or relative than they're going to pick up than they'll pick up to you. So yeah, try to get them to call. And I always tell the people, I have a few minutes right now. If they're local, I could probably swing over there right now and see what we could do. And then you end up making that extra sale just a few minutes later. But yeah, I mean, you can do the same thing on the Facebook leads. I don't got to, run those numbers. Same thing. I mean, heck, 4.5 sales, even 4 sales, that 4 additional sales a week, that's an additional 3,000 in premium. So it's definitely going to increase your income just by asking for a few names. So then let's break down, as I mentioned, talking about telesales. A lot of people have had success for telesales, as I mentioned, working Facebook leads that are self-generated. Or I would recommend see if you can find somebody that could maybe generate you leads in multiple states. I would say at least maybe 10 states. And if you find someone that can generate you leads like that in 10 states, that's going to drive that cost down. And if you can get the leads for $10 a piece, or if you can figure out a way to generate them yourself at an average of $10 a lead, a few things, because I tested a telesales platform a few months back, and it is a bit of an investment. I would say one positive. I mean, you're working from home. And outside of that, I mean, I would say it's pretty comparable to field sales, but you do need a ton of leads. You need a ton of leads because I would say there's a lot of competition. People that are filling out these lead forms, they're not just filling out one, they're filling out a bunch of them. And when you start calling people, it's almost like they get tired of people calling them. They're so fed up with just their phone ringing constantly. And I mean, they did it to themselves. They more than likely filled out more than one Facebook ad form, and now they're being bombarded with phone calls. So there is a lot of competition on the Facebook lead generation. And I would say too, another negative, you do need a lot of leads. So it might sound like it's cheaper if you can get leads for $10 a piece, but I mean, I think you probably need a good 30 leads a day. So figure 150 a week. And again, I'm just kind of throwing those numbers out there off the top of my head, but we'll run those numbers too. So that means that you're calling 30 fresh leads every single day. They start to add up. You're not going to reach everybody the first day. I mean, it gets to the point where you're very busy. So it's very time consuming, just like field sales. The only difference is field sales, you don't need as many leads, but you're just doing a lot more driving. So you're going to be able to make more contacts over the phone. But again, and you know what? I mean, there is that trust factor too over the phone, where I feel like face to face, you're able to kind of break that down a little bit quicker to the point where people do trust you and they have a good feeling about doing business with you. People are still hesitant over the phone, even to provide their personal information. It's also real easy for someone to just hang up on you. You might give them a quote and they don't like it and they're hanging up on you. And you can't even get another word in, where if that happens in person, well, you're still in the house. They're not just pushing you out the door. You can kind of go back and talk a little bit more and say, hey, hold on a minute. I mean, I have some other options here. Let's see what we can figure out. So, so again, it does work. I've seen people, I have some agents that are very successful over the phone. Um, but again, either way, I mean, I don't feel like, a lot of times people go into the whole telesales thing thinking that it's going to be easier than field sales. And to me, I think they're very comparable. It's just a matter of which method you want to work. And, I tested it. I did all right with it. I just prefer being out in the field and seeing people. And I was just getting tired of hearing my phone ring all day. So, but anyways, 30 leads a week. So right there, 30 leads a week. Like I said, if you can get those generated at $10 a lead. So right there, that's a $1,500 investment for the Facebook leads. And now the Facebook leads, another thing, and I like to again show you real numbers. The reason you need that many leads, well, people don't answer their phones. The closing percentage is going to be much lower off of the total number of leads generated. If you were to generate 30 leads a day, you're probably going to close 5 to 7% of them. So I would rather show you low. So let's just say a 5% closing on the Facebook self-generated leads. So 30 leads a day, figure 150 a week at 5%. That puts you at 7.5 sales a week. So you're making 8 sales a week almost on average, working those 150 leads. So figure 7.5 times 750. So for the week, you generated 5,625 annualized premium. So then for the year, you average that every week. I mean, that's a lot of premium. 292,500 for the year, annual. So then let's same thing. Let's break those numbers down. You're spending $1,500 a week for leads. So 1,500 times 52. Well, you spent $78,000. And not only that, persistency. Now, persistency over the phone is also not going to be as good as face-to-face. Average persistency face-to-face is 80%. I would say over the phone, you're going to be closer to about 65%. So 292,500 at 65%. So let's erase this 78,000. Let's do minus or times 65%. So that's bringing your totals down to 190,125. We take that 65%, and then we got to factor in the lead cost. So again, it was 1,500, 78,000 in lead cost. So then right there, after persistency, after lead expense, you're at $112,125. So again, it works. You're going to put the time in because you are going to be making those phone calls. And again, it is a bit of an investment, but again, I like to show you real numbers. I've seen people post YouTubes about all the premium they're writing, but I'd like for them to post about what their persistency is and how much of that business is staying on the books, and also the amount of money that they're investing to make it work. So it can work, but right there, I mean, that's just one scenario, 112,000. So then again, from there, it's all numbers. I mean, you can figure this out yourself. If you want to earn more than 100,000 in premium, well, what's it going to take? Well, figure 30 direct mail leads, 30 direct mail leads a week at $40 a piece. That's a $1,200 investment. Off of 30 direct mail leads, you close 25% of them. That's your 7.5 sales a week at 750. So right there, same as that last Facebook example, 5,625 AP for the week. Take that times a year, same numbers, 292.5. And then from there, we got to subtract that, 80%. I'd say 80% persistency. So 234,000. Subtract the that $1,200 weekly investment. So 52 times 1,200. No, that's not right. Hold on. Yeah, 52 times 12. Yeah, 52 times 1,200. Okay, so 62,000. 62,400. You're looking at $171,600. Okay, and then I'll do one more real quick, kind of the same thing with the Facebook leads. Let's just say that you're working 40 Facebook a week at 25 a lead. So 40 times 25, that's $1,000 weekly investment. So, I mean, that's easy to figure out, 52,000 a year. So then figure off of those 40, like I said, you're probably going to close 15%. So a minimum of 15%. I'd rather show you low than high. So at 15%, you're at 6 sales. So 6 sales average at 750, 4,500. 4,500. And then take that times 52 weeks, 234,000 at 80% persistency. So 187,200. And we got to subtract the 52,000 that you spent on leads. So right there, you're at 135,200 in income. So again, like I said, and then same thing. You add in referrals, additional business that you write. So right there, I just showed you 5 different ways that you can and should be able to earn over $100,000 over the next 12 months. It's all a numbers game. I would just say focus on those referrals too, because that's how you're going to definitely generate that additional income without any additional expense. And again, it just makes up for everything else. Now, one thing too, and I think I'm going to do another training on this, but let's say you want to build a team. And let's say that you have other agents that are doing the same thing. Let's say that you have 10 agents that are all working the Facebook campaign. And let's just say that, they're doing, let's go with the first example on the Facebook. What did I say? They're doing, figure 30 leads a week at 25 a piece. And, they're averaging 750. Yeah. So right there, let's just say that, what's that? That is 750 times 52. I'm sorry, 750 per sale. And then they're generating 4.5 sales. So 750 times 4.5, $3,375. Let's say, and again, let's just say you're earning a 10% override. So 10% of that is $337. And you got 10 agents that are doing that. You're putting an additional $3,375 a week into your pocket at no additional expense. Take that times 4. That's 13,000 in income a month times 12. I mean, that's an additional 162,000 in a year just by having a few additional agents that are also kind of following what you're teaching them, kind of getting them on the program. So anyways, let's see. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint here. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, to me, so much of this is just simple math and just numbers. But again, kind of back to what we were talking about, remember, figure this out. How much money do you need to make? And what's your average closing? The longer you do this, the better you're going to get at that closing percentage. If your closing percentage is a little bit lower, then maybe you need to order a little bit more leads. If it's higher, maybe you don't have to order as many, or you just make that many more sales and just earn that much more income. But again, figure it out. How much premium do you average? How many leads do you need to order every week? And then you can break down numbers for yourself, just like I just kind of broke down those numbers to determine exactly how much you need to earn. I mean, you can even break it down monthly. How much money do I need to earn every month rather than annually? And can just pretty much do the same thing. Generate those leads outside of just the leads, but like I said, referrals, other ways of generating business. Be sure to get back and, like I said, get on YouTube and watch my training from a few weeks ago that talks about just other ways of generating business. And if you like what you learned today, and if you have yet to sign up, feel free to sign up adambrsan.com, and I'll send you an email weekly as far as what the as far as what the topics are going to be for the training. I think next week I'm going to be talking about selling on value over price, and something that I've been doing that's definitely been helping, writing a good quality product that has some additional benefits outside of just the insurance that a lot of my clients have found to be very valuable. And then if you're looking for a new opportunity, if you're not already with me, check out unitylifegroup.com/careers. And I'd be happy to set up a call with you. We can talk about what we offer and as regards to different opportunities when it comes to home sales or field sales or telesales, different lead programs that we offer. As I mentioned, I have a lead financing program, 0 upfront cost for leads. We get a nice steady flow of leads in your hands every single week. And all you got to worry about is going out and making sales. And the leads will pay for themselves. We can kind of get into detail as far as how that works on a phone call. So, again, weekly trainings, I do these every week. They're just here to help you, whether you're with me or with another organization. I just kind of look at it, the more I can help agents, the better, the better image insurance agents, I guess, can get out there. I would just want to teach agents how to do things right, do things the right way, and always look out for the best interests of their clients and what's best for them. And you'll be repaid time and time again. Lots of opportunities to build a team here. And multiple carriers. I don't really talk on my trainings about the different specifics of the different companies that we're working with, but there's multiple carrier options. And I do see the need for that because not every one single company is the best fit for each person that we talk to. So, it's good to have a few different options. And those that are experienced, that have been in the business a long time, that are looking for some new contracts, we do have some high level contracts available as well, especially for those that are wanting to build a team. They need a little bit more room to be able to bring people on and really build something big long term. So I hope you have a great day and a great week. If you need any help, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to do what I can to help you. And like I said, we're all in this together. We want this to be a long-lasting career. I'm going in. Well, I just celebrated 20 years in the business. It's a good business, and I always tell people that if it wasn't a good business and I wasn't successful, I would have found something else to do by now. But it works. Bottom line, you just got to have that steady flow of leads on a regular basis, and you got to be willing to go out and work. And if you're willing to do those two things, you should be highly successful. So, but thanks again. Like I said, I hope all this made sense to you. Just if you weren't taking notes, I will be posting this on YouTube. You can kind of go back down and you can take notes for yourself and kind of break it down. And but like I said, a goal without a plan is just a wish. It's good to put together a plan of action, figure out and be willing to bet on yourself. You got to be willing to bet on yourself and know that going in, well, there's a bit of an investment, but if you bet on yourself, you should know that that investment is going to pay out, and you're going to earn a heck of a lot more than what you're putting into it. You could go to the casino and you got a 50% chance of winning if you're playing roulette and you put your money on black, and if it hits, great. If not, you're out all that money. I'd say here you got a much better chance of succeeding by investing into yourself and just getting out there and working. It's the best investment you can make when you can decide how much income you want to earn. And so like I said, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Feel free to go back to, like I said, youtube.com/c/Adam Brsan. A lot of good content on there. My weekly trainings are on there, and they're free for anybody to watch to help you grow and get better. So feel free to reach out to me if you need me. Like I said, I hope you have a great week and look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.